two of International Pocket Billiards' brightest stars. A perfect rack of 7 balls, about to go. We're at the ESPN Zone in Baltimore, Maryland, where Mika, Immonen, tournament tough and very focused, will meet the flamboyant Francisco Bustamante, one of the most creative and exciting players in the world. One of them is about to be one title and $25,000 richer. It's the finals of Sudden Death 7 Ball. Welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Zone Billiards Shootout in Baltimore, Maryland. We're on the Inner Harbor. Mitch Lawrence and Alan Hopkins, along with a whole bunch of very interested spectators for what promises to be a great matchup of two amazing players. Francisco Bustamante, Mika Immonen, lagging for the all-important first break. And Mr. Bustamante, as you heard referee Cecil Messer call it out, will have that first break. As he prepares, let's take a look at our Olhausen format. This will be 2 sets, each one a race to 7 games. If they are tied, there will be a 1-game sudden death tiebreaker for the whole ball of wax. Alternating breaks, 1 safety per rack, and check this out, ball in hand after missed shots, and that will play a big, big part of this match. Let's take a look at our Aramith road to the finals. There you see Francisco Bustamante having beaten Canadian Luke Salvis, and Mika Immonen with a very impressive victory over Earl Strickland in his semifinal match. $25,000 and the title to the champion. And here we go. And Alan, I am excited. I know you are. You've got 2 great shot makers here. We're going to see a lot of offense.
I'm ecstatic, Mitch. I can't wait to see what happens here. Both players have been playing great during their matches.
Francisco Bustamante from Manila in the Philippines, although really the world is his home. This man travels. Big break.
And unfortunately, he has failed to pocket a ball on the break, so that's unusual, Mitch. And now Mika will come to the table with a shot on the 1 ball. There's the 1 and the cue ball, and here's the 2 ball. If he makes the 1 in the corner, or if he plays it in the side, I believe he'll probably play it in the corner, just roll it in. Let's see what he does. Balls are open. A nice starting shot. Problem here is he rolls it down. He might not have a shot on the 2 ball next.
I'm out.
When he calls a timeout, he'll have one of those, each player 1 of those per rack. 30-second shot clock on the players, and this for Mika Immonen, the key shot in this rack.
And he rolled the ball in. And does it go? And yes, it does.
Pocket speed, and as you wanted to find out, Alan, we're going to get to find out whether he has a shot on the 2 now.
Well, what I didn't like about that, he made the 1, but he's left himself a very tough shot on the 2 ball. And with the rules we're playing, where if you miss the ball in hand, I think it's important to try to get a decent shot on the next ball. So he's going to play the 2 and call safety. So if he does miss it, Bustamante will not get ball in hand.
Oh.
And he does miss it. And that was no easy shot. So big break for Bustamante. Mika makes the 1, misses the 2 ball, and he just misses it, catches the point, and now Bustamante will be at the table.
And right off the bat here in the finals, a couple of interesting things. Francisco not making a ball on the break, and in his semifinal matchup against Luke Salvis, very, very big break on every break, and he was making balls all over the place, so that was unusual. And then for Mika to get out of line on the 2, because he's been shooting really well too, so we'll see. There's a lot of pressure here, Alan, with $25,000 on the line.
I was just going to mention that, Mitch. $25,000, but both of these players basically have been here before. They're champions, so I don't believe you're going to see much of that affecting them. I think you're going to see them playing some great pool.
Well, both of them know what it means to win big money. Francisco Bustamante, a former International Challenge of Champions champion, that was worth $50,000. And when I asked him at that match what it felt like to win $50,000, all he had to say was, sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mika, the 2000 Sudden Death 7-ball champion, so he knows what it means to win this tournament.
And Bustamante, while we're talking, Bustamante is busy shooting all the balls in the hole. Now he'll play the 6 ball and just come back toward the center of the table. See him come back off the bottom rail. And he's come a little close to the rail here, but he should be okay. He'll call the 7 ball. It's very important to call the 7 ball. there it is.
Beautiful shot. We're getting used to seeing Francisco do that. 1-0 over Mika Immonen here in Baltimore. We're glad you're with us for Sudden Death 7 Ball. A lot more action coming your way. The ESPN Zone Billiards Shootout is brought to you by Olhausen Tables, the best in billiards, featuring AccuFast cushions. By Viking Q, the world's leading cue. And by the ESPN Zone, a taste of ESPN. Mika Immonen at the table. Francisco Bustamante winning the first rack. We're in set number 1 of the finals of Sudden Death 7 Ball.
And I love breaking from the center of the table where Mika's been breaking the balls. He's been hitting the one solid, did not scratch. He made the 6 ball on the break, and here comes the 1 ball right down toward the side pocket. Perfect break for Mika Immonen. And here's the 1 ball in the center of the table. Here's the cue ball, and here's the 2 ball. So position to the 2 ball could be a little tricky. All the rest of the balls are opened up to 3, 4, the 5, 7. It's just a matter now of getting position on the 2 ball. And slow down, and a little bit hard, but he should be okay.
Similar situation to the first rack, Alan, where he made the 1 and had a tough situation with the 2. Had to play safe.
Yes, this shot, well, again, the 2 ball. Again, he's missed the 2 ball. So that's the second rack in a row where he's missed the 2 ball. And he didn't call safety there, so Bustamante will have ball in hand on the 2 ball.
Let's take another look. He obviously thought he was going to make this, Alan, because normally he would have called safety if he thought there was a chance of missing it.
So you're exactly right, Mitch, but he didn't believe he was going to miss the ball. So what a big opportunity for Bustamante to come to the table for a run out.
And you do not want Francisco Bustamante to get on a roll. We saw him against Luke Salbas in the semifinal in the first set, 7 consecutive racks. His second set against Rodney Morris in the quarterfinals, he had 7 consecutive racks in the second set of that match. So he is fully capable, even though it's alternating breaks, of putting together a number of racks if you're not careful.
You're right, Mitch. Anytime this fella gets to the table, he's a threat to win the game.
Speaking of tables, we want to thank Olhausen, the official table of Sudden Death 7 Ball, featuring AccuFast cushions.
And while you were talking, Mitch, he has come down a little too far on the 5 ball. Though I think he'll be okay. It's not what he wanted. You'll see him hit the cue ball real low here and draw the cue. He may even hit the 7 here. And he does hit the 7. He took a chance there, I'll tell you the truth. He got a little lucky there, I think.
Well, to me, it looked like what was nice was he almost used the 7 to stay away from that side pocket.
Yeah, but it almost went in the side because he hit it, you know. It's
well,
kind of.
I guess he knew what he was doing there, Al.
It turned out okay. Let's put it that way.
Francisco Bustamante with a 2-0 lead now on Mika Immonen. And Francisco will have the break in rack number 3. So this is big. We want to say hi to Barry Hart, the vice president of Viking Qs. One of our great sponsors, the official cue of Sudden Death 7 Ball. Take your best shot with Viking. It is fabulous. If you haven't been inside the ESPN Zone, any of them, terrific venues, exciting, full of games, things to do. But right now, it's the finals of Sudden Death 7 Ball. Another big break.
Big break. Oh, look at that bad break. Oh, I was just going to say what a good break, and he gets a bad break because the ball comes around the table and knocks the cue ball in the pocket. Unbelievable.
And how the flow can change in one stroke, Alan, huh?
Oh, without a doubt, Mitch. I mean, he broke the balls perfect. Here comes the cue ball. I mean, take a look at this. The cue ball hits the rack, comes back toward the center of the table, stops right there, right in the center. And here comes the 2 ball, knocks it in the side pocket. That's hard luck for Bustamante. So now Mika has a nice opportunity to 1 ball, bring the cue ball around 2 rails toward the center of the table for the 2 ball. And he hits it perfect. Nice speed. So Mika, very fortunate.
Big, very big, because if Francisco goes up 3-0, it's a race to 7.
Well, you know, Mitch, that's what this game is about. It's about some good rolls. You know, get a couple breaks here and there. You have a good chance of, here's the 3 balls going to play in the corner, bring the cue ball toward the center of the table. But it's about getting some rolls. You need to get rolls. I don't care how good you are. It's also nice to be lucky.
Well, the thing about breaking in 7-ball, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, is when you break powerfully, the balls are going to be flying. There's only 7 of them. They're going to be moving all over the place. So your chances of a kick here and a kick there, a lot of it's going to have to do with how lucky you get.
You're very observant, Mitch. You're right. You don't have to hit the balls really that hard for those balls to be moving around because there's only 7 balls. And both of these fellas do hit the balls hard. So while we're talking about the break, Mika Immonen's up here running out a perfect rack and playing well and thinking about $25,000.
I'll tell you what, it's tough to play and think about $25,000. I think one of the great things about both of these players, as I said before, they've both been here, they both know what it's about. They're both focused, and they know what they need to do to get that $25,000. So I'm thinking it's going to be a great matchup. And we will see both players doing what they need to do. And there goes that 7. Mika Immonen gets a game on the board. And that brings us to our tip of the day, featuring Aramis Super Pro balls, the original Belgian billiard balls.
Here's what happens when you have bad position on the 7-ball. I've left myself a very thin cut on the 7-ball in the corner. Also, it's a very tough bank. I can't make the bank shot. So what I'm going to try to do is spin the 7-ball in the corner pocket. By doing so, I'm going to hit the rail first with the cue ball and then come off the rail and hit the 7-ball and pocket the 7-ball in the corner pocket. Now I need a lot of right-hand spin on the cue ball. Center right-hand spin. And learning English will help you to win games that you shouldn't have won.
Welcome back. You'll see Francisco Bustamante now leading 3 games to 2. I'm going to show you a quick recap, highlights of how we got it to 3-2. First in rack number 4, Mika Immonen with a 1-2 combo. And then the 7-ball, that got it to 2 games apiece. Rack number 5, Francisco Bustamante with a huge break, 4 balls on the break. One was the 7, that was spotted. So he came back, made that 7, and he leads 3 games to 2. Mika Immonen now at the table in rack number 6, down by a game. First set, race to 7.
Down by a game, Mitch, but he's playing great. He's pocketed 2 balls on the break, pocketed the 1 and the 2 ball, and here's the 3 ball, and here's the cue ball. Playing the 3 ball down the rail, and there's the 4 ball, so he has a nice chance, a nice opportunity here for a run out. 5 balls on the table. There they are, the 3 to 4 to 5, 6 and 7 are together. All he has to do is not get careless.
Originally from Helsinki in Finland, now living in New York City, is Mika Immonen, and he loves it there. Gets to play a lot of 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool. Very good at all of them, Alan.
Yes, he is. He's a very good straight pool player. I've played him straight pool before. And he's a very good 8-ball player. He's a very good pool player. He plays all games well. And whoa, look out there. Well, that was unfortunate. The ball seemed like it come up, like he had a little English on it, and he came up the rail. And now here he's going to probably try to bank the 5-ball cross side and come down table and back up for the 6-ball, or to draw the cue ball over on the other side. See what he does. I don't believe he has a safety, or does he? Yes, he does. He has a safety, so he'll probably call safety on this shot. He doesn't want to scratch, whatever he does. Protect the cue ball. Does he make a 5? Oh, look at that. Oh, boy. Oh, that was nice.
Thank you very much.
What is this, the trick shot show or the 7-ball show? Well, that was a nice shot.
That ball was going to stay out until it got kicked in there just at the end, but he will take it.
Yes, he will. And
that
look
was
at the
big.
shot he comes with
That
there.
was big.
Fabulous shot right there. The 6-ball was the shot, I'll tell you.
7-ball in the corner.
Calls that 7-ball. Now, when you're playing for $25,000 and you get breaks like that, boy, you got to take them, smile, and move on.
Unbelievable.
3-3 now.
We call that a time shot, Mitch.
Yeah.
Here it is. I mean, it's the time for it to go. He actually misses the ball, catches the point, stays out, tries to says, wait a minute, cue ball says, you're not going anywhere. You're going back in the pocket. Catches
Here's a
the
great
point.
Look at it.
Cue ball comes over, says, get in the pocket.
Unbelievable. And he
Mika,
knows it.
Yeah, he knows it. He'll take it. Nothing wrong with that.
Right, here's another great shot. Actually, the last 3 on the table were fabulous. Mika Immonen gets it back to 3 apiece. Wow.
And he knows, and now Bustamante knows he's in for a match here. What a break. And he's pocketed the 2 ball on the break. And unfortunately, he does not have a shot on the 1 ball, so we'll see a push out here. And you'll see here's the 1 ball, here's the cue ball, and there's the 6 ball. So Bustamante will be forced to either play a push out or try to play a safety right now, trying to kick behind the 1 ball. And I think you might see him try to make this ball in the side pocket, maybe, the ball that's hanging in the side pocket, if he can hit the 1 ball directly.
Push. Push.
See, now, if he's going to try to come behind there and knock that ball in the side pocket or in the corner. And here we go. This is a very interesting push.
Boy, it sure is.
And Mika has a hard decision here as to what to do, because do you let probably the greatest 9-ball player in the world shoot again? or do you say, wait a minute, I better stay at the table while I have a chance to even make anything? So, and this is where experience comes in. Mika being a younger player.
Now, you remember, Alan, in the semifinal match, Mika said, heard him say, that when he's at the table, a last resort is going to be a safety, that he wants to stay at the table and shoot balls. So let's see what he does. Goes for the bank.
And that's exactly what he did, and exactly what happened is he missed. So now, there's what happens when you want to just stay at the table. I mean, that was not an easy shot.
Well, you said either way, though. A tough safety, too. So.
Yes, it was.
And giving it back to Francisco would be tough. So
well, that's what
rock in the hard place.
Exactly right, Mitch. I mean, do you give it back to Bustamante, who's such a strong offensive player? And I think, I'll tell you what, even though Mika didn't make the shot, I think you're right, Mitch. I think it's probably better off that he comes up there and goes down shooting. So now here's a situation now. The 4 ball does not go past into the pocket, so we may see a quick game here, a combination. 4-7 combination. And this is not an easy shot. It looks like both balls are frozen. If they are, it's very difficult. If they're not frozen, then it should be a pretty simple shot. But being frozen makes it a little bit tougher. And there it is. The 7 wasn't frozen, but he played it. He played into it at an angle, and what happened is he didn't call safety there, Mitch, so now he could ball in hand,
How
it looks
big?
like.
That's big right there.
Yeah, if he'd have called the safety, the cue ball would have stayed where it was, but he forgot to call safety. So now Mika will have ball in hand on the 4 ball.
And, you know, I was saying before that one of the things I liked about Mika at a certain point was that he is very aware of his options when he's at the table. Now, that is an option that Francisco had and did not take advantage of. Mika would have had a very tough shot. And instead, as you see, ball in hand and a chance to move ahead by a rack. We're at 3-3 now. This is a race to 7 in the first set. Wow, big, very, very big.
And he called the 7, so he's okay.
This is for a 4-3 lead. And he will have the break in rack number 8. And we're going to take a look back and listen as Mika Immonen tells us how important it was to win the 2000 Sudden Death 7-ball title.
It's very important because it was a televised tournament, of course, and it kind of put me through a stage in my professional career where I can prove to people I can play under pressure, I can win tournaments even with the TV and everything. And after that, I really skyrocketed my career and won a lot of major tournaments, including the World Championships.
Boy, and that was an absolutely great shot to win that tournament. What a way to win it with a tough shot. Tells you a lot about yourself, as Mika said.
Super break. 2 and 6 ball fall down. And let's see if he'll get a shot on the 1 ball. And it looks like he does have a shot on the 1 ball. Here's the cue ball. Here's the 1 ball. Playing the 1 ball in the corner pocket. The position on the 3, which is very close to the 4. So he should be okay as long as he pockets the 1 ball. Should have a shot on the 3 ball. He won't be hitting this too hard. Just roll it in nicely.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Not only good stroke there, but beautiful cue ball control.
I like the way he's playing, Mitch. He's going to be tough to beat. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, him winning one of the two sets, maybe not even both sets. He's very consistent.
It's a big call against someone like Francisco Bustamante. I don't care how well
I know.
he's played.
I'm scared to make that prediction, Mitch. I'm
See,
not going to go that far
There
out.
is one that would really be out on the limb.
No, I'm not going to do
I
that.
dare you.
We'll just have to wait and see.
As he moves around the table, 2 balls left. This would be for a 5-3 lead in the first set. We want to thank Aramis, Super Pro, the official ball set of Sudden Death 7 ball, the original Belgian billiard balls. And one of those Belgian billiard balls on the table now for Mika Immonen. And that takes care of rack number 8. He leads 5-3 now over Francisco Bustamante. Welcome back to Baltimore. Francisco Bustamante from Manila in the Philippines on a quest. Trying to get back into this first set. He and Mika Immonen trying to get $25,000 and the title in Sudden Death 7 ball.
And he has made the 2 ball on the break and has a shot on the 1 ball. And here's the 1 ball and here's the cue ball. Here's the ball alongside the rail here, which he'll probably end up knocking off the rail. And there is the 7 ball. So we probably will see a quick game here. The 1 ball in the corner coming out for a 3-7 combination because the 2 ball went on the break. And I hope he calls safety. He calls 7, but he didn't call safety too. So, I mean,
So he sounds pretty confident.
yeah, he
He's
does.
safe.
But I mean, he should take, make sure just to call safety just in case, Oh boy, and there it is. And now if he'd have called safety, notice if he'd have called
That's the
safety.
second time in the set, Alan, that he's done that.
Boy, and that's a big change because, safety, he wouldn't have left a shot from Mika. Here it is.
Take another look. He
He
doesn't
just
miss this by
overcuts.
much,
He
Alan.
overcuts the 3 ball a little bit. That's all. It looked like he even jumped up a little bit, but I mean that's not a hanger. That's not an easy shot. So now he's going to play the 3 ball, and it isn't over with yet because the 5 ball along the rail there is in a tough spot, and he's going to play the 4 ball, and we may see a quick game here. He may come over and just play the 5-7 combination.
Well, he just looked at it. You see him glance down that rail.
Yeah, he may do that. I mean, that's not too far on the line. Just playing the 4 ball in the corner, coming up here for the 5 in the other pocket, or drawing the cue ball back and playing the 5-7 combination. He has a choice. And as soon as he hits it, we'll tell it looks like he's going to play the combination. I'll tell you what, Mitch, the 7 lies pretty easy right here. All he has to do is get the 5 going toward the corner pocket. He should make the 7. There it is.
There it goes.
Nicely done
Wow.
by Mika.
So Francisco Bustamante does not make the combo. Mika Immonen does make it. And therein lies the difference. And Mika Immonen is on the hill in this first set, 6-3 now.
There's a miss on the combination. Just catches the point, and the 3 ball goes over to the rail. If he'd have called safety, he'd have gotten away with that, but he didn't. And now Mika plays the 5-7 combination for the win.
And dead center in that pocket by Mika Immonen. And guess what else?
He's breaking.
You're darn right.
Oh, boy, I like a side right here. I'll tell you what, Mitch. I like Mika in this set right here.
I don't know how you do it, Alan. I just don't know how you get out there.
It's not easy making these predictions, Mitch, I'll tell you.
Takes a man of unbelievable guts.
Well, he's made a ball on the break. And now he has the cue ball here and the 1 ball. He'll play the 1 ball in the corner pocket. Go around the table for the 2 ball. Looks like he pocketed the 4 ball on the break.
Let's take a look at Mika Immonen as he breaks. Beautiful form.
Notice the follow through.
A lot of power in that break, Alan.
Indeed so, Mitch.
Timeout.
And his timeout.
Timeout.
That will allow him 30 more seconds. So actually, okay, he doesn't take it all. He makes the 1, and here he comes around for the 2 ball.
Nice shot.
And he didn't call safety there, did he?
Nope.
So now he's got to make the 2 ball. Now, here's the 2 ball, or he could play a 2-7 combination, but I don't believe he's going to try the 2-7 combination. I think that'd be like suicide.
Well, he didn't call the safety on that shot, so he actually does have a safety, which he can call at any time.
Well, he played the 2
he's
right
just
here.
playing him.
Boy,
I don't know either of those shots he could have called safety as far as I was concerned.
Boy, you and me both. I tell you, maybe I'm just getting old, Mitch. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, those weren't easy shots, and I like the way he's playing.
Well, you know what? We should mention this is part of a new format for 7-ball, the 1 safety per rack, and the ball in hand after a missed shot. So sometimes the players not used to the new format quite, calling a safety when they're not actually playing a full safety, but just to protect themselves. So,
all right,
got to be aware of it at all times.
But what I like about Mika, he's focused on making the ball now. Forget about getting lucky and missing and leaving your opponent safe. He's down there focused on pocketing balls.
Well, he's done it incredibly well in this first set against arguably the best player in the world at the moment, Francisco Bustamante, and Mika Immonen with a very, very impressive last run of 5 racks to win the first set 7-3. In this format, the loser of the first set will break to open the second set. That will be Francisco Bustamante, as we look at Mika Immonen taking care of business here in set number 1. Beautiful, beautiful work by Mika Immonen. He knows he's halfway there. Now, one of the great things about this format, Alan, as we look at Carmine Sardo and the Sardo tight rack, we'll roll that cue ball away, and there's the 7-ball rack. One of the great things about this format to me, Alan, is no matter what the score of the first rack is, that one's over. Francisco has a chance to get back. If he wins this second set, we're going to have a 1-rack sudden death tie break for $25,000. And man, let me tell you, it gets pretty exciting.
You're absolutely right, Mitch. That first set is gone now, and Bustamante's not even thinking about it. He's ready for the second set.
So here we go.
Oh, what a break. Oh, look at all the balls falling. He's made 3 balls on the break.
And then he throws his hand up because he's looking at where the cue ball and the 1 is.
Oh, and here's the cue ball, and here's the 1 ball. So he really doesn't have much. He may have a kiss shot on the 7 here. He may play it, too. So he's made the 2, the 4, and the 5 on the break. And now we're going to see, and here's the ball. Just there goes the 4 ball right in the pocket. Is there another ball coming in his pocket? Here comes another ball. They're falling left and right. Now he's going to play the kiss shot.
Behind his back.
Yep. And he played, forget about the kiss shot. He played the 1 ball right in the corner pocket.
Now, we were talking about what a tough shot that was. Not only does he make it, but he goes behind his back to make it. It's as if he's just going, yeah, you think it's tough? Watch this. It's not that hard.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you, what a great shot. He said, forget the kiss shot. I'm going to cut the 1 ball in and run out. How do you like that? And from behind his back.
Amazing display. And this is a little bit of an opening statement in set number 2 by Francisco Bustamante. He says, all right, you may have won the first one, but I'm here for the second one, and this thing is far from over. Mika Immonen will have the break in just a moment. Great form by Francisco Bustamante. 3 balls on the break. Behind the back action. Great shot making here in Baltimore. Welcome back. A look at Mike Clark, Senior Vice President of Olhausen Billiards, with that big check we're talking about, $25,000 to the winner of Sudden Death 7-ball. One of these 2 players will be the title holder. You're looking at Francisco Bustamante. He now leads 3-0. Here is how we got to this point. Rack number 2, Mika Immonen with a miss, and here's Francisco Bustamante, Al.
Bustamante kicks the 1 ball in the side. Now he's forced to try to make the 2 ball, and he plays it off the 7 ball in the side pocket. A fantastic shot by Bustamante, and sets up the 7 ball.
In the third rack, Francisco broke and ran out, and here we are in rack number 4 with Mika Immonen at the table, and a little bit of turn of event. As I was talking earlier, the second set very different oftentimes than the first set. He's down 0-3, and he needs to get on the board in this second set.
That's a good way to start. He pocketed 3 balls on the break, the 2, the 4, and the 5, and the 1 ball is beautifully hanging by the side pocket right there. There's the 3 ball. He'll just roll in the 1 ball, and look at this break. Hits them nice and solid. Balls are falling all over the place. And the 1 ball comes creeping up by the side pocket and just stops there. Wow.
I like the way Mika just stood there with his hands on the table, just admiring his handiwork.
Oh, he's got to love that. So now Mika will probably need a bridge or have to stretch across the table. He's not going to shoot behind his back, that's for sure. He's not Filipino, so he can't do that, right?
Well, there are other players that can do it.
No, I know. I'm only kidding.
But boy, I'll tell you, you watch Francisco do it, it looks like he's the only one on the planet who can make it look that easy.
I guess I could say not too many players going to do it as well.
Right.
Filipinos are great at that. Now, Mika, low right-hand English on the cue ball, playing the 6 ball in the corner. It's a must that he comes out 2 rails and
7 ball in the
puts
side
up to the
pocket.
7 in the side pocket.
This is what he needed, being down like 3 racks to Francisco Bustamante. He says, okay, break and run out is what I need to do. I have accomplished all I can at this point. So he gets it back to 1-3. Francisco has the break. And he's been breaking well in his 2 opportunities in this set. In rack 1 and 3, he broke and ran out. So he wants to keep that particular string alive. There you see the 2002 WPA World Championship runner-up. Lost that title to Earl Strickland. And Cardiff. This is another great break
What a
by Francisco.
great break.
Look at this.
Look at this break. The 3, the 4, and the 5 all in the same pocket.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And here's the 1 ball in the corner pocket. There's the cue ball for position on the 2. Very simple position. Just come out toward the center of the table. Wow, nice shooting.
We're seeing some absolutely fantastic breaking here
What a break.
for these 2 players.
And there was a couple ways to come to the center of the table that way, and Bustamante decided to go 3 rails to come out the center of the table, and now he'll probably go 2 more rails to come toward the center of the table for the 6th ball, and there's the 2nd rail, and perfect position.
As Francisco chalks up there, we want to thank Silver Cup Chalk for their sponsorship. And this is looking very much the way it's going. This 7 ball would be a 4-1 lead for Francisco in this set. And it looks like we may be headed for that sudden death tiebreaker for $25,000. Crowd is into it. We know both players are into it. It is going to get mighty exciting here in Baltimore. We'll take one more look at this break by Francisco Bustamante. All 3 in that pocket. Back to Baltimore in a minute. Welcome back. There you see Francisco Bustamante up 5-2. We'll give you a quick recap. Mika Immonen broke and ran out in rack number 6, and then in rack number 7, Francisco Bustamante with this combination early, 1-7, and that got it to 5-2, which is where we find ourselves now. Mika Immonen with the break in rack number 8.
3 ball, 5 ball, 2 balls on the break, and he's looking for the 1 ball to come up and give him a shot, and it looks like it has come up so he can have a shot on the 1. Notice this break, right, balls are coming toward this ball got kicked back in. Here comes another ball falling in. Those are the 2 balls that went on the break, and now here's the 1 ball, and here's the cue ball. The 3 and the 5 went on the break, so if he makes the 1, the 2 ball will be the next shot, and this is no easy shot. And he makes it. Great shot by Mika Immonen.
Oh.
And look at this. Catches the point and comes back up almost scratched. So that's a big break for Mika Immonen. The scratch there would have been the end of this game. So now Mika has a tough cut on the 2 ball in the side pocket, or he could decide to just bank it cross corner. Decision he has to make. And right now, I remember what he was saying when we interviewed him, Mitch, that he's going to shoot. So whatever he decides to do, I know he's going to be offensive.
Well, he looked there like he was going to try to cut it, but that's so close to that side pocket.
And he can't play safe. He's going to have to try to shoot ball in. He doesn't want to get ball in hand to Bustamante. So let's see what he does. Probably look like he's banking it. And there it is, Mitch. He makes it. Great shot by Mika Immonen.
Perfect. Perfect. That's why you got to have some nerve, Alan, because if you make that bank like he did, look at the shape he's got on the next shot.
Sets up a win in this game for him.
Hold it.
He's yelling, hold it, hold it. It does.
Boy, he's left himself a little bit of a testy here. 6 ball in the corner pocket, cue ball coming back over for the 7 ball on the side. Make sure he doesn't scratch. That's perfect.
7 ball in the side pocket.
Talk about the nerves. He's definitely shown that he can play big shots under intense pressure. Mika Immonen keeping this set close. 3-5 now against Francisco Bustamante. Francisco will have the break.
Here's the 1 ball, which is a great shot. Now he catches the point, almost scratching in the corner pocket. The cue ball comes up in the middle, and he decides to bank the 2 ball cross corner, which is a fantastic shot under the pressure, and then sets up the 7 ball in the side pocket at the end of the rack.
Francisco Bustamante at the table, and so far in set number 2, every time he's been at the table with the break, he has broken and run out.
And that's going to be hard to stop him from doing that.
It's amazing. It really is.
It's going to be hard to stop him from doing that because he just breaks them so hard. And he's made a ball again. And here comes the 1 ball. And it looks like he has pocketed the 6 ball on the break. And here's the 1 ball. Here's the 2 ball. And here's the cue ball. Now, if he can play the 1 ball in the corner, which he can, he'll have the 2 ball on the side next. So it's going to be interesting to see what he plays here. He also has a safety. He can't play the 1 on the side. Looks like it doesn't go past the 2.
Safety.
He's going to play a safety.
So this rack, for the first time in this set, he's not going to break and run out.
He's playing a safety.
Safety complete.
And that's a nice safety.
Sure is.
Notice the cue ball's behind the 3 and the 2, and he called safety, so the cue ball will stay there. Now, Mika will call safety, and he will try to kick at it and hit it. If he hits it, he might make it in the corner. If he doesn't make it, it'll be okay because the cue ball, as long as he doesn't scratch.
Now he went back and got the
hand.
jump cue, Alan.
Yeah, he has a couple different shots here. He could jump over both these balls and try to make it. Now, I'll tell you what, if he gets over, he may make this. He has a chance to make it.
It's a long way to jump, isn't it?
There, he hits it. He makes it. Great shot. Wow, what a shot by Mika Immonen. Unbelievable. Right over the 2 ball, pocketing the 1 ball.
and now he says, what reward do I get?
He needs another one. Here it is. Jumps right over the 2 ball. Hits the 1 at the perfect angle. Almost makes the 5 ball.
This is easy.
Here it is. 1 ball in the corner. Perfect. But the cue ball catches the 5 ball and stays down table. So now, if you think the last one was tough, here, look at this combination, how tough this one is. Probably going to play this cross corner like that.
Such great technique on that shot.
So watch out for the kiss here. Get out of the kiss, and he gets out of the kiss, but he misses the shot. And because he called safety last time, he had to make that ball. So
only 1 safety per rack. That really is so big when that happens.
Oh, real big.
And how often do we see that on a jump shot? Somebody will make a great jump shot, but it's so hard to control the balls after that.
You're right, Mitch.
Just a little bit unlucky. And now Francisco Bustamante, and it's what he wanted. He played a good safety, and even though Mika made that jump shot, Bustamante gets it back, ball in hand, on the 2. He's up 5-3 in this race to 7 second set.
You know what's really unbelievable, Mitch, is that every time a person plays a safety, it seems like the opponent comes to the table and makes a shot, makes a great shot. And sometimes they get rewarded, sometimes they don't. In this situation, Bustamante got rewarded for playing a safety. Mika got unrewarded for making a great shot because he didn't get position on the next ball.
Well, you know what we talk about with this format, when you're making balls, that's the point, is to really make balls. You get used to shooting, and sometimes that involves great shots, but you're in that frame of mind where you're just trying to make balls. And that's what Francisco Bustamante is doing right here, and he is on the hill in set number 2, 6-3 over Mika Immonen.
And talking about making balls, Mitch, this is what cost Mika the game right here. He's trying to make the 2 ball cross corner, and he comes up short. And you see he gets a little mad about it. He takes the cue ball. He says, oh, I wanted to make that ball. And that sets up the 7 ball for Bustamante at the end of the rack to win the next game.
And as we said, Bustamante now on the hill. Mika Immonen has to win every game, or this set will go to Francisco Bustamante. And we will have a 1-rack tiebreaker if that happens for $25,000.
And he's on his way. He's made 2 balls. There's the 1 ball, and there's the cue ball. He made 2 balls. There's the 3 ball. So the 3 ball is easy position to go around the table. And we will see the break again. Notice the ball goes right in the corner pocket. Here comes another one kissed off. They're going in left and right. So Mika Immonen now at the table, pocketed 2 balls on the break, playing the 1 ball in the corner pocket, coming around the table for the 3 ball. And does it come far enough? Yes, it does. He'll have the 3 ball in the side pocket. Now, this is not an easy position. Going to come off and try to get 1 rail for the 5 either corner. Depends what he wants to do with the cue ball, but he'll make sure he makes the 3 ball for sure. There it is, and he decided to come back up table, and that was a well-executed shot. The only problem here, looks like the cue ball drifted behind the 6 ball, but he might be okay. Has to be careful. He does not touch the 6 ball. He's closer to that. Get out of there. Look out. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And see, that's what happened when you're elevated. So now, 25,000 closer. I'm going to make it a wager. I'm going to tell you what, Mitch. I'm going to predict we have a playoff game. One set apiece. What do you think, Mitch?
Well, it's surely
Well, he could kick this in, you know.
He could. But here's the deal. He's already used his safety, Alan. So you know what happens if he misses this?
Well, here's the kick. He's going to try to jump this ball. Wow. Oh, and he fouls the ball. And Bustamante
again,
now
ball in hand now. That is the way this format goes. You have to be extra careful, sometimes a little bit lucky. He's putting that jump cue away.
He jumps over the ball, but he hits the 7. After he follows through with his cue stick, he touches the 7 ball. So he executed the jump shot, but he touched the 7 ball afterwards with the cue stick. So now, here we are.
There it is. Alan's prediction comes true.
Thank you, Mitch.
7-3 Francisco Bustamante, and guess what? A one-rack tiebreaker for $25,000. I'm betting you don't go away. The ESPN Zone Billiards Shootout is brought to you by the ESPN Zone, a taste of ESPN. By Olhausen Tables, the best in billiards featuring AccuFast cushions. And by Viking Cues, the world's leading cue. Speaking of Viking Cues, it's time for a Viking Cue super shot of the match. Set number 2, rack number 9, and a fantastic jump shot by Mika Immonen. Let's take another look. Perfect. Beautiful shot by Mika. And here we are, a one-rack sudden death tiebreaker. I think it's fitting that we show you some highlights of how we got to this point. We'll start off with Mika Immonen in control in set number 1.
And here's Mika banking the 5 ball, misses it, but the cue ball comes over and kisses it in. And here's a combination on the 4-7 that Bustamante misses, sets up a 7 ball for Mika. And a 3-7 combination, another one that Bustamante misses, sets up a combination for Mika, 5-7. And Bustamante now in second set comes back with great breaking of the balls, setting up a 1-7 kiss shot where he makes the 7 ball in the corner pocket, and the 1 ball comes down, hangs up. Here's another jump shot. Mika fouls the 7 ball, and Bustamante gets a nice shot on the 7 at the end of the rack.
So here we are, all tied up, 1 set apiece, and here is the lag, and this is by far, right now, the most important shot these two will have in this match. Whoever wins this lag gets to break in the sudden death tiebreaker, and this one is worth $25,000. And Francisco Bustamante will have it.
And Mika's praying he gets
sure
a shot.
Is, and I'll tell you what, he should, because the way Francisco's been breaking, I would say it's a better than average chance that he'll get to stay at the table. As we look at that Sardo tight rack and the balls on this beautiful cloth, we want to thank Simonis Billiard Cloth, one of the great sponsors. Let's look at that tiebreaker format. The lag determined that Francisco Bustamante would break. It's 1 rack and 1 only. The winner wins the title, sudden death 7-ball champion, and $25,000. Here we go.
And 2 timeouts they're allowed in the final rack, Mitch, because of all the pressure. And what a break. And it looks like nothing's going. And wait a second, the ball hangs. Oh, and he makes a ball. Look at the kiss he gets here. Oh, the 4 ball. Oh, my God. Look at this. It's almost destiny. There's the 1 in the cue ball, the 1 ball in the corner. Here's the 2 ball right by the side pocket. The 4 ball has went on the break. And Bustamante has a great opportunity here for a run out for $25,000.
Well, you see there in the background, Mika Immonen shaking his head because that was so close to not go. And that 4 just hung there and finally tumbled in and left Bustamante with these shots remaining. The 6 down at that rail. You'll see it, but everything else, Alan, just looks wide open. And if you're doing this for $25,000, man.
I'll tell you what, Mitch, even though they're wide open, I mean, anything can happen. I've seen it. Now, here's where position, the center of the table he wants. He'll play the 3 ball in the corner, just come out in the center of the table, take any chances of getting on the rail. He'll keep the cue ball off the rail. Does not want to be on the rail, and that's perfect. Now, here it is. Here's the shot. I'll tell you, poor Mika. Playing the 5 ball in the corner. He wants to come down to the bottom rail, but he does not want to be straight in on the 6 ball, Mitch.
Now, you'll see Francisco tucking that shirt in, and there's a reason for that. It's not just for good looks. It's because he does not want that shirt to touch the 6 ball. That would be a foul. and would give Mika Immonen ball in hand, and that is not what you want for 25 grand. Look at this position. He's got to feel it right now, Alan.
Well, wait a second, Mitch. I said he didn't want to be straight in now. Now, here's a chance. This might be an opportunity for Mika. He's straight in on the 6 ball just about. He has to be very careful here. He's almost going to have to come up right now where he's looking for the side pocket shot on the 7. And anything can happen here. This 6 ball could bobble out of the corner pocket. But I'll tell you what, you know, you have to favor the player at the table. But I've seen a lot of things happen. And he may play this rail first. There it is, rail first. Great shot.
This is somebody who knows exactly what he has to do. One ball away from $25,000, and trust me, you're going to know if this goes in or not. I said before that Francisco Bustamante, when asked how it felt to win 50 grand, said it was sweet. Well, there's how it feels to win 25 grand. And that seemed pretty sweet to me, Alan.
It sure is.
Wow.
And he made a nice run out, too.
This is what we thought it would be, a fabulous matchup of two great players, each one winning a set. And yeah, he's holding his heart. You better believe it's beating pretty quickly right now. This trip from the Philippines, well worth it, $25,000, and the title of 2002 Sudden Death 7-ball champion. A disappointed Mika Immonen putting that cue away. He won it in 2000, and trust me, he will be back again. This is how it started in that final rack, that 4 hanging and just falling into the pocket, leaving Francisco with great shape, and then all the way to this. The final 7-ball for 25 grand. Yeah, happy Francisco Bustamante, showing you how it feels. What a fabulous week this has been here at the ESPN Zone. Everybody's enjoyed it. We hope you've enjoyed it at home. For Alan Hopkins, I am Mitch Lawrence. We're all taking a deep breath. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more